everybody, it's your online singing coach back again today with a new reaction and analysis. And today we are checking out Pablo's Kumunoy. I saw him do a live performance of this in LA a couple summers ago, but this was before he officially released this song. So we're gonna check out the official lyric video, and I see that there's a behind the song short clip. So let's check that out first and then check out the actual video.
Hey yo, what's up? So, yung fifth song dun sa album ko na Alon, it's called Kumunoy. I think ito yung pinaka-personal na kanta para sa akin kasi sinulat ko tong kantan to nung nasa point ako in my life na sobrang down na down ako sa life. Parang yung situation ko nito is parang sumuko na ako sa lahat. And yung pinaka-backstory niya syempre kasi galing kami sa training. Nung trainee days namin, ilang years din kami nag-training. May nangyaring unfortunate event na most of us left the company. And it felt like wala na pag-asa, so parang ganun. Sinulat ko siya with a heavy heart and hindi ko siya na-release agad. Parang yung pakiramdam is I was trying to push away people and trying to solve everything by myself. Pero the more I fight, parang mas lalo akong lumulubog. So, parang same feeling na pinibigay nung Kumunoy na the more you fight, the more you get subdued dun sa ilalim. Hopefully, maraming makarelate dito or yung situation, magbigay sa inyo ng comfort na parang paalalahanan kayo palagi na hindi nyo kailangan sarilihin lahat ng problema, but can always ask for help sa mga taong mahal nyo, like your family, your friends, if you have mentor, or even stranger. Hindi naman palagi kailangan tayo lang yung magresolba ng lahat. Ayun, paalala lang siya. Kumunoy.
Okay, awesome little backstory there. And I do remember, of course, the story of when all the boys left the training, except Stell, but then they all came back, and what a great decision that was for them. But yes, it's so funny how I said, I relate to that. And then he's like, maybe you can relate to that. Yeah, I am one of those people for sure that tries to do it all myself. I don't want to take people's help. I want to be able to figure it out on my own. And as he said, usually that approach does not work. It's when you let people in and you let people help that you're able to get out of that quicksand. Such a good image of the harder you struggle, the deeper you sink. I love that. I loved this song when I heard it live in LA a couple summers ago. But let's hear how it turned out with the official production. Make sure I got my subtitles on. Yeah.
Sa daming iniisip pa hindi mapaliwanag ang bigat ng aking nadarama. Sa aking paglaban para bang lalo akong unti-unting inilap pababa. Halin mo isang buong puso kong nangangaba at anumang oras ipuputok na. Kaya
Yes, cool. Cool intro here. I like how just dong, dong, dong. Like it kind of has this like pedal chord here, a sustained pedal, and just some chordal changes around it. First of all, I remembered a moment ago when he was saying how this was written way, way back when the guys had quit basically SB19 or what would become SB19. The fact that he wrote this all that time ago, and it has such a great flow to it. I love his sense of melody and his sense of rhythm. I love the way these lyrics, fast, 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 hold. Fast, 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 hold. Da 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 da. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. It's like running, 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 catch your breath. That's what it feels like to me. And I'll say too, the way he sings the words, it has that gorgeous flow to it. It feels natural, and yet even though I don't speak Tagalog, I can hear how quickly the words are moving and fitting together like a puzzle. It's just really, really cool. By the way, I do have my subtitles on, and obviously I had the subtitles on for the little about video. They don't show up when I do my editing, so just know that I am seeing them. Before we go on, see, this is what I'm saying. This is helpful to see these Tagalog parts on the screen because it's just, again, helping me appreciate how cleverly this is written. There's a pa-ba-ba, and then he throws in this little nonsensical lyric, just a little syllable. I can imagine feeling like I would need to put more words in there, but he just went ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, and that was enough. In fact, that's better because, again, it gives it breathing room. It gives some space to everything he just threw at us.
Pagod na sa paglakad ng aking mga paa, di ko naman alam kung saan papunta. Ako'y nawawala na, gusto ko lang mawala na ng lahat ng ito'y matapos na. Ginawa ko naman ang lahat pero di pa rin sapat. Ako'y hirap na hirap ng huminga. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ano ba-ba-ba-ba-ba? Di ko maintindihan, tinig sa aking lalamunan. Paano ka ba maibsan bigat ng aking nararamdaman? Gusto ko nang sumuko, di na kaya ng puso. Nagdidilim ng paligid ko, wala akong magawa, nahulog na sa isang.
Okay, cool. I gotta stop there. I love this pre-chorus. Just the way it's spaced. Da-da, 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 da. Like huge gaps, short little bits. Again, when I picture what this music would look like if it was a physical movement, it's kind of like a stumble. Da-da, da-da, da, da. Instead of like a nice, smooth, confident walk, it's like, stumbling along, which again is such beautiful painting of the lyric, of the feeling of the song here. And again, it's just such nice contrast to da 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 da. And now suddenly, whoa, let's take a break from that busyness and just really, really space it out. I love it. Let's start the pre-chorus.
Di ko maintindihan, tinig sa aking lalamunan. Paano ka ba maibsan bigat ng aking nararamdaman? Gusto ko nang sumuko, di na kaya ng puso. Nagdidilim ng paligid ko, wala akong magawa, nahulog na sa isang. Kumunoy itong pakiramdam na nasa kumunoy. Lalo nang lumalala, pilitin ko maglumungoy. Di ko nakakita pero lang kung ibig kumunoy. Kumunoy, kumunoy. Nawawala na ang liya, patinit ng aking apoy. Di ko na alam kung paano ko pa nga itutuloy. Di ko nakakita pero lang kung ibig kumunoy. Kumunoy.
Yeah. Oh, so I've mentioned this many times when it comes to SB19 songs, how challenging it is on the breathing side of it. And you know that all starts with Pablo's writing. I would hate to have to sing this chorus live because it just flies along. Thank goodness for that pre-chorus where you have a moment to breathe because this just flies along. This track is definitely a little different from what I remember from the LA concert. One thing that's kind of popping out at me in this version is for sure the 808s. We've got some nice hip-hop elements against this melancholy piano, this pedal, some pads that give it kind of some dreamy, spacey elements to it, and then the hip-hop beats are like kind of more of a grounding element to me. Let's go back to this chorus and just see if we can hear any breaths taken. Of course, in the studio, you can take breaths and you can edit them out. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he's done this all in one breath. I'm just saying, listen to how hard it would be to sing this chorus without taking any breaths.
Wala akong magawa, nahulog na sa isang. Kumunoy itong pakiramdam akin ang pakiramdam ng nasa baba. Mabigat ang dala dahil ang puso'y bato na. At habang buhay kong papasan ng kaiga na bakalalim, puntong hininga patuloy kong ibubuga-buga-buga. Sige, subok kong ubra kahit may boses pa na magsabing lakakwenta. Alam kong may pag-asa, liwanag may wala pa. Paulit-ulit man ang pasakit, akong gagawa ng himala.
Yes. Okay, so I just want to take a moment for this second verse to again point out something that I've really learned about Pablo's writing, and that is that he simply doesn't like to be predictable with his strikes. That is that he simply doesn't like to be predictable with structure, with song structure. What would have made sense to put here is da 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 da, but it's not. It's not that now. However, it's a little bit similar, which is, again, just so clever because it's not something so out of context that it doesn't fit anymore. It still fits. It's just a little different.
Di na bago sa'kin ang pakiramdam ng nasa baba. Mabigat ang dala dahil ang puso'y bato na. At habang buhay kong papasan ng kaiga na bakalalim, puntong hininga patuloy kong ibubuga-buga-buga. Sige, subok kong ubra kahit may boses pa na magsabing lakakwenta. Alam kong may pag-asa, liwanag may wala pa. Paulit-ulit man ang pasakit, akong gagawa ng himala.
Cool. I have to go back one more time to this section because what I was really paying attention to that time, I noticed I've been like mainly just talking about the genius of the writing. But in this section here, I was really noticing something about Pablo's vocal delivery that I wanted to point out because I think it would be something cool to experiment with if you're working on singing, especially if you're working on fast vocals. So yeah, let's listen to this section again and just really pay attention to his phrase endings. A lot of them he's dropping with his voice. Da 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 da, like that sound. He's dropping it. It's a cool release to the phrase endings, and it gives that vocal some dimension instead of da 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 da. Like listen to how da 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 da. Listen to how that makes this really, really colorful.
Di na bago sa'kin ang pakiramdam ng nasa baba. Mabigat ang dala dahil ang puso'y bato na. At habang buhay kong papasan ng kaiga na bakalalim, puntong hininga patuloy kong ibubuga-buga-buga. Sige, subok kong ubra kahit may boses pa na magsabing lakakwenta. Alam kong may pag-asa, liwanag may wala pa. Paulit-ulit man ang pasakit, akong gagawa ng himala.
And I'll just like adjust my comment a little bit. It's not so much a fall off the pitch. It's an aspirated release. Da 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 da. It's that sound. Ha! He's adding that sound. Can you do that to your phrase endings? Especially when you're singing along to this song. It's a cool, cool color to add to this style here. Let's keep going.
Patuloy ako lalangoy sa dagat ko ng luha. Ganon-ganon ng ano bang inaakala nyo? Kahit na yurak-yurakan pang pangalan ko, di na mababasag aking pagkatao. Matagal ko na rin iniisip to. Sabihin nyo nga sa'kin kung anong mali ang ginawa ko. Sawang-sawa na to, kayo ng panalo. Lubayan nyo na ako, lubayan nyo na ako. Di ko maintindihan, tinig sa aking lalamunan. Paano nga ba maibsan bigat ng aking nararamdaman? Gusto ko nang sumuko, di na kaya ng puso. Nagtitikim ng paligid ko, wala akong magawa, nahulog na sa isang
Okay, we're gonna hit that chorus. We're gonna backtrack a bit so that we don't have the stop before the chorus. But I loved the build in this second pre-chorus. So we still have that same da-da, 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 which is so nice to have that space, that slowing down of the franticness of the lyric here. But he not only added some beautiful higher harmonies, you could also hear like that, ah, like that kind of washy, reverby, faint legato background vocals, and then also some ad-libs on top of it. I loved hearing the ad-libs on top of it. So let's go back just a bit. Let's listen for those ad-libs and those harmonies, and we'll pop into this banger chorus.
Lubayan yun ako, di ko maintindihan, tinig sa aking lalamunan. Paano nga ba maibsan bigat ng aking nararamdaman? Gusto tuwing magulo kong mundo'y nagdidilim. Salamat o aking ama, ako'y makakaangre.
Okay. One more chorus I'm suspecting. Yeah, I really love that. Those dreamy vocals in the background. There's such a nice texture to the track here. It's really very thin in those empty spaces there. There's just like a little tiny bit of padding, maybe that piano drone too. I love it. It's washed and reverb. It's really beautiful. I have to like kind of finish quickly because I got a low battery notification on my phone. So lucky for you, I have to stop rambling. I want to go back just a touch and we'll hit this last bit.
Kumunoy, kumunoy. Kinakailangan ko ng tulong mo. Pasensya na't nakalimutan ko na lagi lang kayong nariyan sa aking tabi. Pamilya, kaibigan na nagmamahal, nagsisilbing ilaw sa tuwing magulo kong mundo'y nagdidilim. Salamat o aking ama, ako'y makakaangre. Kumunoy, tuluyan ang mawawala ang kumunoy. Nandiyan liwanag, magpatuloy lang sa paglango. Di ba nakakita at alam kong ito kumunoy. Kumunoy, kumunoy. Muling magliliya, panginit na naing ako. Di ko man alam tala ng bukas ang sagot ko. Lahat kong pake kung ito kumunoy. Kumunoy, kumunoy. Salamat o aking ama. Patuloy ang paglabay sa
Sing, Pablo.
aking isipan, napupuno na ng kadiliman.
Beautiful. I love it. I love that tag there at the end, the father part, because it's so satisfying when you're in that groove. You cannot, I don't know about you, but I could not help but just like jam to that catchy chorus. And it would have been cool to end it at the end of the chorus. Like, okay, yeah, we're in it. Then he just adds this really emotional tag or coda to the song. And it's a dry vocal, it's exposed, it's very vulnerable. I talk about how Pablo has a bit of rasp to his tone. You can really hear that in this last section of the song. That little raspy, soulful, emotional tone there. Let's just listen to the coda one more time before my phone dies. And then we'll wrap up.
Aking ama, ako'y makakaangre. Kumunoy, tuluyan ang mawawala ang kumunoy. Tandang liwanag, magpatuloy lang sa paglango. Di ba nakakita at alam kong ito kumunoy. Kumunoy, kumunoy. Muling magliliya, panginit na naing ako. Di ko man alam tala ng bukas ang sagot ko. Lahat kong pake kung ito kumunoy. Kumunoy, kumunoy. Salamat o aking ama. Patuloy ang paglabay sa aking isipan, napupuno na ng kadiliman.
Yeah, I love that song. Such a good one. I wonder if ever Pablo feels pressure because he wrote such amazing songs years ago and we expect it from him now. I don't know how he's feeling. Maybe the next album's already completely written, but I know I would be feeling pressure like, oh, I gotta deliver. And yet I feel he will. Pablo is an absolute songwriting genius, a beautiful, soulful, emotional singer. So detail-oriented, such a perfectionist. I know he thinks so much, he crafts so carefully, and I really just admire him. I sure hope you enjoyed watching this with me. If you did, please be sure to hit subscribe. If you would like to see my last Pablo reaction, you can find it right here. Come find me on Instagram. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you next time.